It's Duty Inspector Michael Waterston. Waterston is Watterston.
Okay. Ellen?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for coming this afternoon, guys. The Calgary Police Service continues to investigate a suspicious death that occurred earlier today. Just after 9:30 a.m. today, Thursday, January 29, 2015, police were called to the 0100 block of Auburn Sound Circle Southeast for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, police officers noted a man in his mid-40s deceased at that location. The Homicide Unit has been called out to investigate. At this time, investigators do not believe this to be a random incident. However, a motive has yet to be determined. We are asking anyone with information about this incident is encouraged to contact police or Crime Stoppers. At this point, if you got any questions, I'll do my best to field them.
Any suspects at this time?
Not at this point, no.
Did the victim live in that area?
We're not aware of whether or not he lived in the area.
Have you identified the victim?
Not formally, no.
Victim services was seen in the area. Were they there for the victim's family or for those who witnessed the shooting?
That's a normal part of our investigation protocol. If we've got witnesses that may have been traumatized or family or anyone for that matter, we'll engage our victim assistance unit.
Can you tell us about the extent of his injuries?
At this point, I don't have that information. It's very early in the investigation. That's the information that'll come out after the medical examiner has been involved.
What kind of evidence was taken from the scene, if any?
Like any other investigation, this is certainly in the early stages of our investigation. We'll expand our scene to the best of the information that we have to try and determine what we have and collect what we need to collect.
Can you confirm whether he was shot or stabbed or both?
Not at this point. That'll be part of the investigation as well.
Is the gangs unit investigating?
Not to my knowledge, no.
So this is not gang related?
At this point, I don't have that information. It's very early in the investigation. I can say this is not related to any other ongoing investigation at this point.
Why do you believe that it's targeted? Or not random, I guess?
Just given the information that we have at this point, again, very early stages of the investigation, we don't have any information to suggest otherwise.
Can you say who was at the home at the time? How many people are?
Not at this point, no.
Was the man found in a home or on the street?
To my knowledge, on the street.
So there were any vehicles involved that you're looking for regarding this case?
Again, very early stages of the investigation. We do have, again, as normal practice, a lot of information following the incident that floods into us. We're at the stage of sifting through that information to determine whether or not any other persons may have information or a vehicle may be involved.
Was the victim's vehicle at the scene at all?
I'm not aware of that.
How cooperative have neighbors been? I imagine this must have been a fairly traumatic morning for them.
Absolutely. Whenever we have this sort of an incident in the city, we acknowledge the fact that residents in the area have experienced something traumatic, and we're very grateful for their patience in allowing us to continue this investigation. It's going to be a prolonged event for us, and we appreciate their patience.
Did anyone actually witness it?
Again, early stages of the investigation, we're asking anybody that may have information to please contact Crime Stoppers or call police.
But from the people that you've spoken to, has anyone actually witnessed it?
I'm not aware of specifically any individuals that may have that sort of information.
Does that make it harder to find a suspect if no one saw it?
Well, like any other incident that we would investigate, lots of perspectives, lots of potential witnesses. We may have individuals that may think the information they may have is not crucial to our investigation, and that's why we're asking if anybody has seen anything to please contact us.
Is there anything in specific that you're looking for that people may come forward with?
Any information that we could determine would be helpful to the investigation. So even if the the residents in the area may think their information is insignificant, we're asking them to please contact us, and we'll at least sift through that information.
Are police familiar with this particular area?
Not to my knowledge. This is a residential community, and I don't have any information to that regard.
If there's no suspect and presumably a dangerous person that is out there, should we be concerned?
Well, it's always concerning when we have an incident such as what we had this morning, where a daytime shooting occurs. We have a deceased person on the road. We believe at this point that there's an element of the individual being targeted. So, in a sense, the community, this is certainly a public safety concern whenever we have gunplay in the city early in the morning, when we've got residential or residents surrounding, we've got firearms being used. That's always concerning.
Targeted for what reason?
Again, early in the investigation, I don't have any information.
Were any homes or vehicles hit by stray bullets?
We're in the process, as part of our investigation, of conducting a grid search just to determine whether or not any stray rounds may have gone.
Have you found any?
I don't have any information to that regard.
It's quite a large scene that kind of expanded. Can you talk about that? Like, did it happen in one spot, or do you think it happened in different areas?
Again, as part of our investigation protocol, we'll widen the scene as wide as we think we need to go. It's always easier to narrow it as opposed to expanding it.
You said you haven't officially identified the victim yet, but at this point, are you aware if he's known to police at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
And when do you expect the medical examiner will be finished with their report?
The autopsy has not been scheduled at this point, so as soon as we have that information, we'll absolutely share.
Can you say what the nationality of the victim is?
I don't know.
Is there any known gang activity in that part of the city?
Not that I'm aware of personally.